da 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 la la da 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 da. Hush now and listen, for truth will come. I know nothing at all, nothing whatsoever, and yet I keep talking. Because if I didn't, maybe you wouldn't either. And then we would all just be quite alone, I think. No, we wouldn't really be, but we would feel as if we were in our foolish minds. We are not the body and not the mind. Yet I think we must love our body and we must love our mind. And if our body craves touch and our mind craves company, then is it really so weak to feel lonesome? I don't think I've ever thought that it was, but these last 6 years into this microphone and to your ears, these 6 years have been an argument with myself about it. I have discovered nothing new about loneliness, learned no valuable lessons, gained no insight that I ought to share, except that I falter. I work in cycles of strength and weakness, power and failure, wholeness and brokenness, just like you. I keep describing a long walk that I am on, because it is the walking that is important. When I imagine it in my mind's eye, it's so funny. The tower never grows any further away behind me. I see myself walking as if in a nightmare, where I am running from something but gaining no distance. And no matter how many stories I have where the tower crashes down or burns to bits or is demolished or evaporated, it is still there the next time I imagine this journey, this great walk. No matter how many different kinds of souls or bodies or humans or angels or demons or whatever pull me up from the ruins, no matter if I claw myself out with my own bloodied fingers, it just builds itself back up in my imagination. Hush now and listen, for truth will come. For me, the only truth that I know right now is one I have difficulty putting in a story. Surprise, surprise. Because as the world crumbles and everything we thought made sense finds itself twisting and turning and melting and burning, so of course, course, we feel shaken and stirred. Of course, we feel desperate and sad. Of course, we have no idea what's going on or what we're doing. It makes sense. It makes sense. Please be gentle on yourselves. Anyway, because as the world crumbles and everything we thought made sense finds itself twisting and turning and melting and burning, the only thing that I know for sure is fear. Is that it? That's how this all started. Yes? Jumping into the fear and trying to find calm within it. A man who is bitten by a werewolf and will stop at nothing to discover the cure before he becomes a monster. A woman who is bitten by an undead person who only craves human brains, and she must try everything within her grasp to avoid becoming infected as well. No, that is too obvious. Fear of the inevitable, fear of becoming that which you fear. There was a story I almost had within me that came down to the phrase, "There is a dead thing in my room." There's a woman who, ever since she was a little girl, was afraid of the dark because a horrible thing was there waiting for her. She never had time to think about what she wanted because she was so scared of this thing. She didn't want to be left alone at night. When she was a child, she would ask her mother, father, brother, sister to sit with her while she slept because she was so afraid to be left alone in the dark and be confronted with that thing that no one else seemed to see, or if they did, they certainly didn't talk about it. She even got married and was still afraid of the dark because of this thing in the darkness. And eventually she was left alone because of it. Somehow. How is that? I guess it's funny that the things we fear preoccupy us so fully that they become all that we know, breathe, eat, sleep, drink. And then we become them, and then that is how they come to reality. Isn't that so? Maybe. Sometimes. I don't know. The truth will come, I suppose. For example, me, I fear a lot, but I fear being without stories. I fear the fact that my current obsession with my own human body and my own wayward lostness has caused me to run out of ideas. And so now all that I am becoming is one big bag of blood and nerves and bones and flesh who has no more ideas, only desire and sorrow. That's not true. I am much, much more than that, but if I am not careful, that is what I could easily become. Anyway, this scared little girl who became so afraid of the horrible, dead thing in her room that waited for her in the darkness ended up alone because this fear consumed her every waking moment. How can this end? How can this end? How can this end? Okay, this is it. Until one day, she just turns the lights off. And there it is. embodiment of loneliness and want and a wasted life. Okay? So what? Frightened, lonely, bitter, her. The her that never lived. A dead and awful, scared her. The truth is, she can always just blink, and she's gone. It's just you. Wait a moment, let me try. Let me try it, let me blink again. All the lights are off in my apartment. I didn't used to do that until recently. Always used to leave at least one little light on in the night. But lately I'm trying something new. I'm trying to embrace the stillness at night. No lo-fi music or gentle sounds playing from a device. No night lights anywhere to be seen. And it's funny how extremely bright the night sky is through the windows when you do that. Have you ever noticed that? Even in the dead of winter as it is now. Good. Yes. Now I am alone and in the dark and about to face that horrible thing. Let me check. Who is here with me? Because I know it is someone. I know it is. I know you are here. I know that I cannot be alone here, and never have been. Speak up. Are you here? Strange. I know I turned the digital piano off. I know I left it covered up. And I know that cannot be the cat. Must be the thing. The horrible dead thing. The corpse of the version of me that wasted time and never quite got what she was looking for and fighting for and searching for and longing for. Is it? No, I don't think so after all. It must be. It's actually everything I want. You know by now. In my imagination, it is a hymn, though I don't know if that matters. He started off as sleep and was sometimes death and was sometimes emptiness and was sometimes God and was oftentimes all of it. But when I am most afraid, I think he is love. He's at the piano, a cloaked figure, all in black. He's so big that he has to arch his back, hunch over to play the piano with his bony white fingers. He plays it exactly the same way that I play it. His hands are grotesque, enormous, masculine versions of mine. Not that my fingers are especially feminine, but his are... well, they are his fingers. His eyes shine in the darkness like a cat's in the moonlight. My cat is watching him from the couch, purring, and his eyes are shining too. Cats love sleep and death and emptiness and God and all of it, and most especially love, as all creatures do, whether we believe it or not. The balcony door is wide open, but for some reason it is not that cold. The curtains billow in the breeze, and with all the lights off in my apartment, and no manufactured sound, and no electronics or machine noise, and for whatever reason no cars outside on the road, I realize that I am living a gothic horror romance, and I am ecstatically grateful and terribly insane to realize what that truly means. The end of longing. Perhaps that's what I've feared. Perhaps that's why my stories have run dry, at least for now. Because if I finally have it in the way that my darkest and neediest of longings actually wants it, then what do I have? What stories are left? What could be left?
Everything.
I don't know, never did, my love. I can't tell what is true, my love. But I dare you to follow me. I wish you would come along and see. Maybe you'll allow me to follow you straight into not knowing what's true, not knowing who you are. Do you know me? What do you see? Can you show me who I should be? Do you want me? Please do not leave. That is the truth. There's a little mirror in my heart. There's a little mirror in your heart. Mirror to mirror becomes an infinity. Mirror to mirror results in invisibility. I cannot see what is truth. I cannot see who you are. I cannot see. Can you see me? Please set me free. I cannot be alone anymore. Where will I be if you should leave? That is the truth. Hello everyone, thank you so much for listening to episode 297 of On a Dark, Cold Night. This is Kristen Zaza, your writer, narrator, host, podcaster, etc. behind the show, and I am very grateful for you being here with me in whatever this is. I don't know what this is, but I think I like it. I hope you're doing all right, getting lots of rest, hanging in there as best as we can together in this strange little world of ours. Keeping things brief in our last push, I'll just say that if you're interested in bonus content from me at different price levels, please do visit my Patreon page where you can learn about bonus episodes, video content, downloadable music from the podcast, all that good stuff. Learn more at patreon.com/darkcoldnight. You can also find me on Ko-fi at ko-fi.com/darkcoldnight. You can also buy wearable merch at bonfire.com/on-a-dark-cold-night. Or buy my book, On a Dark, Cold Night, Tales of Loneliness, Creation, and Love on Amazon. Follow me on social media. You'll be able to find me if you search your heart, or just look up On a Dark, Cold Night. You'll find me. Ratings and reviews are always appreciated. Lots of music of mine is on Spotify. Please do check that out as well. There will still be stories. It's not all that I am. I will have more. I am sure I have more. But for now, just presence. Just music. Just sleep. Just love. Just everything. In the non-needing, the un-need, the unlonging. Perhaps there doesn't need to be mourning, but rather just rest. And gratitude. For now, I wish that. For myself. And for you. All that being said, sweet dreams, sweet friends. This podcast has been brought to you by the Sonar Network. Sonar.